Imagine this. A normal day, birds are chirping, kids are playing. Suddenly, the ground shakes violently, and a deafening roar fills the air. You look toward the horizon, and it hits you. A fucking supervolcano is erupting in your backyard. Lava, ash, and destruction are heading your way. You're probably going to fucking die, but if you're going to try and survive this, you'll need to act immediately. This is your ultimate guide to escaping a supervolcano eruption. The first step is knowing what the hell is going on. A supervolcano eruption doesn't come out of nowhere. Here's how to recognize the warning signs and act immediately. Step 1. Watch for warning signs. Increased seismic activity, loud rumbling sounds, and sudden ground deformation are signs that magma is on the move. Check for emergency alerts on your phone, radio, or television. Governments monitor supervolcanoes closely, so you may receive warnings minutes or hours before the eruption, but in this scenario, we're going to act like they didn't send out anything. Step 3. Don't wait. Get the fuck out of there immediately. As soon as you know a supervolcano is erupting, leave your home. Staying in place is not an option. Ash, pyroclastic flows, and toxic gases are lethal, and there's no time to lose. You're probably still cooked, but it's worth a shot. Now that you know the supervolcano is erupting, survival depends on how fast and smart you are. Here's what to do next. Step 1. Prioritize survival over belongings. Grab only the essentials. Emergency kit: water, non-perishable food, flashlight, batteries, wife, kids, alcohol, masks. Important documents like IDs and cash, warm clothing and blankets. Leave behind sentimental items and heavy luggage. Every second counts. Step 2. Get in your car or find transportation. If you're a top G and you have a car, it's your best chance of escape. Keep your gas tank at least half full at all times, just in case this 1 in 1 billion event ever happens. If you're broke and don't have a car, head to the nearest evacuation shelter or hitch a ride with neighbors. Emergency services may also provide transport, but I doubt it, as they'll probably have their hands full. And even if they don't, you don't talk to 12, so you better not call them. 3. Avoid major highways if possible. Traffic jams will form quickly, especially near cities. Use back roads or alternate routes to get as far from the eruption site as possible. Don't stop moving. Why it's critical. Pyroclastic flows are the fastest-moving hazards of a volcanic eruption, capable of reaching speeds up to 450 miles per hour. They destroy everything in their path, including forests, buildings, and vehicles. Hesitating even for a moment can cost you your life. What to do? If you're driving, stay on the road and maintain a steady speed, avoiding sharp turns or sudden stops. On foot, prioritize moving away from the flow as quickly as possible, even if it means abandoning belongings. Your only goal is to create as much distance as you can. Just like Fortnite, use high ground to your advantage. Why it works. Pyroclastic flows are influenced by gravity, so they follow the path of least resistance, like valleys and riverbeds. Heading uphill gives you a much better chance of avoiding direct contact. How to do it effectively. Look for nearby ridges, hills, or elevated terrain. Even a few meters of elevation can make the difference between life and death. If you're driving, take roads that climb upward rather than staying in flat or low-lying areas. If roads are blocked, abandon your vehicle and climb on foot. Protect yourself from ash. Why is ash dangerous? Even if you outrun the pyroclastic flow, volcanic ash can cause severe respiratory problems, eye irritation, and damage to electronics and machinery. Prolonged exposure can be fatal, especially if inhaled. How to protect yourself. Always carry an N95 mask or a damp cloth to cover your mouth and nose. This filters out fine ash particles which can damage your lungs. Wear goggles, sunglasses, or even improvised eye protection to shield your eyes from irritation caused by ash. Cover as much of your skin as possible with clothing, as ash can cause abrasions if it comes into contact with bare skin. Drive away from the eruption. Head upwind if possible to avoid ash clouds and toxic gases. Monitor emergency broadcasts for safe routes and evacuation centers. Expect ash to clog roads and reduce visibility, so drive slowly and carefully. Avoid bodies of water. Ashfall can contaminate rivers and lakes, making water sources unsafe to drink. Stick to bottled water for now. Seek shelter far from the blast zone. Evacuation shelters, schools, or community centers will often serve as temporary refuges. Stay indoors and wait for updates from authorities. Surviving the aftermath. Days to months. Okay, now that you've somehow survived the initial disaster, you're going to have to make it through the fallout. Step 1. Prepare for volcanic winter. Supervolcano eruptions release massive amounts of ash and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. These particles block sunlight, leading to a phenomenon called volcanic winter, where global temperatures drop dramatically. This can disrupt ecosystems, agriculture, and supply chains worldwide. How to prepare? Food. Stockpile non-perishable foods like canned goods, rice, beans, and freeze-dried meals. Focus on foods that are calorie-dense and have a long shelf life. Water. Falling ash contaminates natural water sources. Keep a supply of bottled water and invest in water filtration systems capable of removing fine particles and chemicals. Warmth. Prepare for colder temperatures, even in regions not typically affected by harsh winters. Have thermal blankets, insulated clothing, and portable heaters ready. The agricultural impact could last years, so work with your community to establish local food sources, like indoor gardens or aquaponic systems. Step 2. Protect your health. Inhaling ash can cause respiratory problems, especially for those with pre-existing conditions like asthma. Long-term exposure may lead to silicosis, a serious lung disease. Air quality. Wear N95 masks or similar respiratory protection when outdoors or in areas affected by ash. Use air purifiers indoors to improve air quality. Hygiene. Volcanic ash is highly abrasive. Wash your hands, face, and exposed skin regularly to avoid irritation. If ash enters your home, clean surfaces with a damp cloth to avoid stirring it into the air. Water safety. Always boil or filter water before drinking if you suspect contamination. Keep an eye out for emergency water supplies distributed by local authorities. If you or someone in your group experiences breathing difficulties, eye pain, or symptoms of poisoning from volcanic gases, seek medical help immediately. Step 3. Stay informed and adapt. The aftermath of a supervolcano eruption can create chaos. Infrastructure collapses, disrupted communication, and conflicting information. Staying informed and adaptable is key to long-term survival. Emergency broadcasts. Keep a battery-powered or hand-crank radio to stay updated on evacuation efforts, resource distribution, and weather conditions. Community networks. Join or form local survival groups to share information, resources, and skills. Cooperation is essential in long-term recovery efforts. Monitor global conditions. Understand that a supervolcano eruption can affect areas far from the eruption site, such as disrupting trade routes, air travel, and climate stability. Accept that life may not return to normal for a long time. Be prepared to relocate if conditions worsen or if resources in your current location become too scarce. Surviving the eruption was just the beginning. Now the real challenge lies in rebuilding your life in a world that may never fully return to what it once was. Here's how humanity can rise from the ashes. The world after a supervolcano eruption will be unrecognizable. With disrupted infrastructure, food shortages, and colder temperatures, life will require adjustments. Start small. If you're part of a community, prioritize restoring essentials like clean water, food, and power. Use local resources and sustainable practices to rebuild systems. Innovate where possible. Volcanic ash, though devastating, is rich in minerals. Over time, it can be used to improve soil for farming, helping to restart agriculture in affected areas. The psychological toll of the disaster will linger. Community support groups and a focus on rebuilding routines can help people adapt to the new reality. Harness the power of the land. Volcanic regions, while destructive, have historically become fertile and resource-rich over time. The very disaster that reshaped the land could eventually sustain life. As the land cools, begin experimenting with planting hardy crops like potatoes and beans. Over years, the volcanic soil will become more productive. Use geothermal energy where possible. The heat trapped beneath volcanic regions can be harnessed for power generation, turning a catastrophe into a renewable energy source. Supervolcanoes are rare, but smaller eruptions and natural disasters are not. A disaster of this magnitude serves as a stark reminder of the importance of preparedness. Build smarter. If you're in an active volcanic region, ensure future structures can withstand ashfall and seismic activity. Improve global cooperation. The world is interconnected, and disasters of this scale require unified efforts to rebuild and prepare for future crises. Educate future generations. Pass down knowledge of the event and its aftermath so the lessons learned aren't forgotten. The scars of the eruption will never fully disappear, but humanity has always been defined by its resilience. The world may have changed forever, but it's still ours to shape. By working together, embracing the challenges, and finding opportunity in the devastation, we can rebuild stronger than before.